welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews, the channel where bots get rated and fans get hyped. Yes, we are back with another awesome video review, that's right. So what are we reviewing today? Well, we're going to review the Transformers Studio Series Voyager class Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime. A very cool figure in my personal opinion. And yeah. Well, let's continue on with this review here, and we shall see if he is truly worth having in the collection. So, let's go! And of course, as always, we need to take a quick look at the packaging. So we have a beautiful image of Sentinel Prime in his robot mode and his ult mode, the one that we never saw in the movie itself. But hey, they had to make him transform into something, right? Anyway, he's part of the Studio Series line from Transformers 1, Sentinel Prime. He is the first figure in the Studio Series line to not be labeled in any faction whatsoever. No Autobot symbol, no Decepticon symbol, no Quintesson symbol. Nothing, literally nothing. Anyway, so on this side of the box we have Sentinel Prime again here, and we have Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime on the top, and on this other side of the box, Autobot symbol. You know, he's not really an Autobot anyway. Studio Series, Voyager class, and on the back of the box we got the obligatory product shots. And nice. Let me raise up the camera a little bit more so you can actually see what that is. Okay, yeah, very nice screen capture from the movie itself. Very nice, I like that. And we got a robot mode, the jet mode, 17 steps of transformation, and woo, interesting here. So, and of course we have the bio here, which says Sentinel Prime is a leader of Iacon City and fights to save Cybertron from the Quintessons. Totally not accurate, because he ain't a leader. No, he's a liar. That's what he is. He's a liar and a jerk, you know. But anyway, that's pretty much it there for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have Studio Series Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime fully transformed into his ult mode, which is a very cool Cybertronian jet thing. Now, Sentinel Prime never really used his TCOG to transform into a jet mode. He never really transformed in the movie itself. But, you know, it's still a cool looking jet. You know, it kind of gives off Cyclonus vibes. I don't know. Kind of gives off that vibe there. But it's a nice looking jet here from this angle. But when you turn it to the underside here, yeah, you can really see all the robots underneath the jet, which is a little bit unfortunate. But hey, he never transformed in the movie, so Hasbro had to find a way to transform Sentinel Prime into something. So because he's a transformer, so he has to transform into an ult mode. So, but it's a good looking ult mode. I like the jet mode. I personally dig it. Nice blue and gold paint for the cockpit here, and a gunmetal gray paint on the tip here as well, and a little bit of some blue paint right here, gunmetal gray paint on these guns right here as well. You got nice thrusters, which is pretty nice, and yeah, I mean it's a jet. It's a Cybertronian jet. he flies. That's what he does. He flies. These tail fins can move down, you know, that's more for transformation, but they can move down if they really want to. Hey, other than that, you know, he doesn't really have that much articulation in jet mode. No, it doesn't. He doesn't have it. It's just there. It's just there. So, but there you go. That's pretty much it there for the jet mode. It's a cool looking jet. Hey, that's just my personal opinion. Anyway, so he does have some accessories of his own, and the accessories are, you know, he comes with 3 accessories. He comes with his pink shield, and he comes with the 2 gray unpainted guns. So that's all the accessories he comes with, and you can actually store these accessories in the jet mode. There is a tab right here that goes into a slot right in there. And the guns go on specific sides here, so this goes to this side, and then this goes to the other side right there. Then there's a tab here that goes into the slots, into the shield, and just line that up, and just plug that in, and there we go. That is how you store the accessories in the ult mode. And, you know, I actually like how the guns sword in the jet mode. The shield, yeah, it's sticking like a sore thumb because it's pink. So yeah, one accessory that I really wish this figure came with is his double-bladed sword. That would have been cool to have for this figure, but oh well, it is what it is. And I don't even know the mainline deluxe had the double-bladed sword. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think he came with a double-bladed sword. I really wish he had a double-bladed sword. That would be so cool. But oh well, it is what it is. Anyway, so let us bring in some size comparisons. And just because, here is Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime compared with the Studio Series Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime. So you can see how the two Sentinels look together. And here we have Sentinel Prime compared with the other Transformers 1 bots that we have gotten so far. So we've got Megatron, Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime. So you can see how they all look together, and they look really good together. And I'm very excited to get that Elito 1 that's coming out soon. And of course that Starscream. Yes, that Starscream. Oh, we will talk about that Starscream in the later live stream on this channel, so do stay tuned for that. So anyway, so yeah, but that's pretty much it there for the alt mode comparisons. So yeah, that is pretty much it for the jet mode itself. So let us transform Mr. Sentinel Prime into his robot mode. So first things first, we want to remove the accessories, and I'm not sure if you can hear a dog barking in the background. Not my dog, it's somebody else's dog, but anyway, so let's just remove all of these accessories, and we'll discuss these accessories even more in a little bit. But anyway, so let us begin the transformation. So the transformation is actually quite simple because it's only 17 steps. So first things first, you want to untab the arms from these wings, untab them from these wings, and you want to untab all that, bring this up, untab that, bring that up, and leave that for now. So now you want to take these wings here, you want to untab them from the legs here, just untab them, just untab that like so, and just bring this up like so a little bit, and you want to untab all of that, and then bring all of this up. This is on a double hinge, just bring this up just like so, and then this cockpit here will come down on you, and that will tab in to a slot right in there. So just tab this in just like so. You can take the head and rotate it 180 just like so, and now we can situate the legs. So again, the dog is barking, I'm sorry. Not my dog, okay, my apologies. Anyway, just split the legs and then flip the feet up, and then bring this out, and then flip the thruster in just like so, and bring this back in, and there we go, got a leg all done. Do the same thing on the other side, just bring this out, flip this thruster in, and bring this in, and boom, we got his legs pretty much all done and ready. So now I need to raise up the camera, or I need to zoom out and raise up so that you can see what I am doing. Again, I keep hearing that dog barking in the background, I'm sorry, but anyway. Okay, it's not my dog, I swear. Anyway, take these wings here, these wingtips, we'll untab them, and then use these hinges and bring this up, and that will tab in right in there, just like so. And there we have that. And then untab this section here and just bring this up, tab that in, and boom, there you go. So now take the arms and just bring this up on the double hinge, and that will tab in right there. And just tab it in. Just tab that in, make sure it's nice and secure. There we go, like that. And then you want to push this in, push that up like so, because it's on the slider. And there we have an arm basically all done. And do the same thing on the other side, just slide this up, and I believe we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Woo, we are done. So there you go, there is Sentinel Prime fully transformed into his robot mode. And I absolutely love the way he looks. I always loved this Sentinel Prime design from Transformers 1. I mean, I hate his character, but I absolutely love his design. I think he looks pretty dang good. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at that head sculpt. It's a very nice looking Sentinel Prime head sculpt. I think they did a really good job here with the molding. Nice silver paint on the forehead here, nice silver paint for the face, although mine has a little bit of a paint chippage there, paint blemish. Oh well, it is what it is. Nice blue paint for the eyes, a bit of gold paint on the ears and on this section here as well. A little bit of paint on the chest as well, a little bit of gold trim here, silver paint for the belly, for the sides of the chest, gold paint on the crotch, gold paint on the knees as well, light blue paint on the shins, and yeah, very nicely done in my personal opinion. Would have been nice if the unpainted gray bits were done in silver, but oh well, it is what it is. And yeah, I know he doesn't have the accurate wings. Also, I forgot this one step. Boop. Boop. Sorry about that. Yeah, I know he doesn't have the accurate wings, but who cares? I don't really much care for the accuracy of the wings. At least from the front, he looks very accurate. He looks very on point to how he looked in the film, and yeah, he looks pretty dang good in my personal opinion. So let us talk about the articulation in robot mode. So the head can actually rotate a full 360, which is nice. The head can move up. He can look up. Yay! Can't really look up down because of something else that we'll talk about in a little bit. The shoulders, they can rotate a full 360. Now, full disclosure, when I got this figure, when I opened this figure, got him out of the box, his shoulders were dead loose. His shoulders were dead loose, but I managed to tighten them up by using tissue paper and put them in ball sockets. So now it is a little bit tighter now. So now it's not super floppy. So yay, I fixed it. Anyway, you do have a little bit of butterfly joint, which is quite nice. The arms can move in and out. You do have a bicep rotation and elbow joint. Slightly under 90 degrees of bend there. Nothing at the wrist. The way it's designed. He does have a waist rotation, which is quite nice. The legs can move up that far, it can move back. Wait. Only that far, you know, only that far. And he can pretty much do the full splits. He does have a swivel above the knee. He does have a knee bend slightly under 90 degrees there at the bend there. The feet can move down, you know, due to transformation, and of course you do have a lot of ankle tiltage right there. So he is pretty poseable. Yeah, and of course the wings, you can use that hinge if you really want to for the wings, you know, just position them however you want, but hey, you know, it's your toy. Do whatever you want. So, alright, so let us talk about how he can wield his accessories. So the guns here, you can actually put these guns into his hands, you know, as pretty much handheld weapons, but you know, he never really used these guns in the movie, so yeah, I'm just gonna remove these guns from his hands because he never used them. But you know, the shield, you can actually take this and plug it into either arm because they have the same tab and everything, but I prefer to put it on his left arm like so you can actually give him the shield if you really want to. And of course these guns, they can actually peg onto the shield as well, so they will go into a specific side. So this side will go, this one will go on this side, and then the other one will plug into the other side. So just, and there we go, and that completes the look of the shield. I like that so much better. And yeah, very nice that you can have him hold his shield, have him have it, you know what I mean. So, but there you go. And here we have the Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime compared with the Studio Series Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime. And as you can see, the Transformers 1 version is shorter than the Dark of the Moon version. Now, if you really want this Sentinel Prime to have a double-bladed sword, you can actually use this double-bladed sword for him. So, yeah, so I've actually tried it once, and it actually fits in this guy's hand. So here's here's how you do it. You know, I'm just gonna, quickly put this into his hand because it's basically the same connection and everything. So let's just do a quick snap, and we will get this blade into this Sentinel Prime's hand. So 3, 2, 1. There you go. There we have the Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime's blade in Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime's hand. As you can see, yeah, it fits. It fits, and that completes the look. This is what I wanted my Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime to have, a double-bladed sword, and I'm so glad that you can actually use this version of Sentinel Prime's double-bladed blade, or the Primex blade to be exact. You can use it for Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime. That's actually pretty awesome. I like that. I like that very much. A little bit of cross-compatibility. A little bit of cross-compatibility here between the two Sentinel Primes, and that is amazing. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Anyway, let's move on. And there we go. There we have Sentinel Prime compared with the other Transformers 1 Studio Series figures that we've gotten so far. So we got Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Lord Megatron himself. And it's surprising how this guy is a Voyager, and yet he's the same height as these two. And these two are deluxes. Huh, crazy, crazy. But anyway, that is pretty much it there for the robot mode comparisons. But wait! There is more to this figure than meets the eye. Ooh, and what is that? Well, let me tell you. Hasbro actually managed to give this figure the battle mode that was briefly seen in the climax of the movie. And yeah, that was when Sentinel Prime was like raging out. And yeah, so let us get this guy into his battle mode right now. So I'm going to start with the legs here. So we got this panel that you can actually flip out, and it reveals some more guns here. Just flip this out and then close that back up. And there we go. And then do the same thing on the other side. Just bring this out and then rotate this out, and then boop, and there we go. And for the feet here, you want to bring this down, bring the feet down, and then the thrusters, you want to bring them down as well, like that. And then bring the thruster down, just like that, and there we go. So we got his legs already situated. Now, for the instructions, they want you to use this arm to transform into a cannon, like so. So just slide this down, just like that. And then take this section here, just bring this out, and then rotate these guns out, and then flip this down. There we go. And then flip this up, rotate the guns out, and then bring this down like so. And then you want to take the pecs here. They will just rotate it. They will rotate like so. Just rotate individually here, and there we go. And then you want to bring down this panel, and then bring up the head, and then flip out the battle mask. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And then close that up, and booyah! There we go. There is Sentinel Prime in his battle mode. I'm surprised that he can still stand up even though with those pointed toes and everything. But yeah, that is the battle mode, and wow, I'm most pleased. I am most pleased with Hasbro on this. Like they managed to incorporate the battle mode into this figure, and that is fun. That is honestly, this makes the figure more enjoyable. Like the battle mode is just so freaking cool. So you can just see that battle mask, woohoo! And the head can still rotate even with the battle mask on, which is amazing. That's fantastic. I absolutely love that. Yeah, the battle mode is so cool. And there's another configuration with the feet here. So in the instructions, you can just bring the thrusters down just like that and have him flying around and everything. And yeah, that is so freaking cool. I absolutely love this battle mode. Oh my gosh, they didn't have to do it, but they did. Hey, hey, anything with a battle mode is really cool. I absolutely love this battle mode. I think one of the best modes I've ever seen on a Transformer. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So So yeah, I think we're pretty much done here with this guy, so let us continue on with our final thoughts. Actually, before we get to our final thoughts, I just want to do a little bit of height comparison here with Sentinel Prime in battle mode, so just move him out of the way, and we just bring in Transformers 1 Optimus Prime once again, and yeah, Sentinel Prime actually grows taller in battle mode, which is just crazy. So yeah, so now he's more of a Voyager sized figure when you have him in battle mode. In the base robot mode, he's this height, but in battle mode, he is much taller, which is amazing. That's amazing. So now we can move on to our final thoughts. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Studio Series Voyager class Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime. And I absolutely love this figure. Even though I hate the character, I love this figure. The jet mode looks pretty good, you know, for the most part. I mean, yeah, the underside is a little bit unwieldy, but you know, it's par for the course when you get jet formers, you know. So yeah, usually with jet formers there's always a robot kibble under a jet, so it is what it is, you know. But it still looks good from the top, and I like the top much better than the underside. So the base robot mode I think looks great in my personal opinion. Love the amount of paint that he has in the base robot mode, but the true mode for this guy is the battle mode. I absolutely love the battle mode here. The fact that they managed to incorporate this mode into this figure. Oh yeah, I give props to Hasbro for this one. Like, really cool. I really love the battle mode here. Really nicely done. Really digging the fact that he can still stand, even though even with these pointy feet. So yeah, he can still stand on those pointy boots. The transformation is nice and smooth, it's enjoyable, so yeah, definitely a fun figure to mess with, but the battle mode makes it even more fun to mess with. Like, wow. Wow, I mean. Articulation is pretty good for a Studio Series Voyager. I mean, yeah, he's missing some wrist swivels, but I personally don't care about wrist swivels, so wrist swivels is the one point of articulation that really is not important to me at all. So, but that's just me. That's my take on that. So yeah, but all in all, really nicely done figure, and I'm very happy to have him in my collection. So if I were to rank this guy from a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm just gonna give him a solid 9 out of 10. Again, sometimes the shoulders can be a little bit loose when you get this figure out of the box. And of course, my only real complaint about this figure is that he lacks the double-bladed sword. He should have come with the double-bladed sword. Hasbro, please. Make sure your figures have all the accessories they come with in the movie. So yeah, that's the one accessory that he's missing, and that kind of bugs me. Hey, but at least you can still use the dark... Sorry about that. The thunder just roared at me. But anyway, as I was saying, you still can use the Dark Moon Sentinel Prime's blade with this Sentinel Prime, and that's amazing. That's wonderful. I like that. So, but again, should have come with his own double-bladed sword. Would have been nice. It would have been nice. But otherwise, 9 out of 10, I think is a good score for this figure. So, all right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so thankful for you guys to watch this review. If you have enjoyed this review, be sure to click that like button down below, and of course, if you want more reviews like this, be sure to click that subscribe button down below as well, so that you would never... Aha! My tongue stopped working. Let me try that again. If you want more reviews like this, be sure to click that subscribe button down below, and of course, while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you would never miss any of my future videos. And I think that's pretty much it for me. And of course, one more thing, you can always check out my Studio Series Reviews playlist for any videos you may have missed. So I will post a link to that playlist in the description down below. And I think that's pretty much it for me to say. So there you have the Transformers Studio Series Voyager class Transformers 1 Sentinel Prime. And this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out till all one, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh yeah!
Alida, the viewers must subscribe to support the cause.
Optimus, they know that, but sometimes you've gotta ask with style. Hey you. Yeah, you watching. smash that subscribe button, or Prime is giving a speech. Again.
I heard that.
Good. Now hit the button before he starts cutting the covenant of Primus.